Welcome back to the Apex Archives. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Polish AKMS. Alright, in this video in the Apex Archives, we're going to be taking a look at the Polish AKMS. So the AKMS is a variant of the AKM, which is a modernized version of the AK-47. As you might know, the AK-47 had a milled receiver and some key differences, and with the AKM, they modernized some of the features of the 7.62 by 39 rifles. For the AKMS, they have some key features here. They either have a muzzle nut or slant brake, standard AKM style front end blocks, such as the front sight block, gas block, and lower handguard retainer, has a graduated rear leaf sight. They can be various rear leaf sights from 1 to 800 meters to 1 to 1,000 meters. And then it's got a stamped underfolding buttstock. So let's look over some of the key identifiable features so you can tell if your AKMS is Polish. So the Polish AKMS, in order to identify a Polish variant, you're going to want to look on the left side of the rifle at the factory markings. So we'll flip this rifle over here. And on the trunnion, you'll see that there are trunnion markings dictating the country of origin, year manufactured, and serial number of the rifle. All Polish rifles have a Circle 11, signifying that it was made in the Circle 11 factory in Poland. In addition, Polish AKMS underfolding rifles usually either have a muzzle nut or slant muzzle brake, laminated wood upper and lower handguard, and then a very distinct orange Bakelite pistol grip that is a little bit thicker than some of the other variants you might see out of Romania or Russia. In addition, the Polish underfolding rifles will have a stamped sheet metal underfolding buttstock compared to some other countries which will have a milled piece of metal. For their underfolders, the Poles used a stamped sheet metal, and you can also see that the buttstock is in line with the rest of the rifle, whereas some other variants of different countries are coming off at an angle. The Poles went with a standard marking system to mark and serialize all their various parts. So we've got a marking on the left side of the trunnion here, top cover markings. Some have safety markings on the bridge that extends the width of the rifle. In addition, there are markings underneath on the gas tube, occasionally underneath the rear sight leaf here, and on the bolt, carrier, and recoil spring. To field strip your AKMS rifle, the first thing you're going to do is make sure that your rifle is clear. We'll take out the magazine, and as you can see, we've already cleared this rifle because there is a chamber flag. Now, to do a field disassembly of this rifle, the first thing we'll do is we'll push this recoil spring button forward and lift up and release the top cover, and we'll set this aside. The next thing that we'll do is we'll push forward on the recoil spring until it exits the guide rails and lift up, and the recoil spring assembly will come out of the rifle just like this. The next thing we'll do is we'll flip the safety down and pull back on the bolt and carrier to the rear of the gun until it fits into these little slots that are on the rear of the receiver, and then we'll pull up. To remove the bolt out of the bolt and carrier, we'll simply push the bolt to its rear, rotate it clockwise, and then pull straight forward, and the bolt will come out of the bolt carrier. Next, to disassemble the handguards, first what we'll do is we'll take this gas tube locking lever and rotate it until it's vertically parallel with the gun, and then we'll lift up on the gas tube. Next, what we'll want to do is take out the cleaning rod here on the bottom of the rifle. It's simply retained by tension and this front sight block up here. So we're simply going to pull out and pull up, and then the cleaning rod should come out of the rifle. Next, we'll take out the lower handguard. On the lower handguard, there's a retaining plate which keeps the lower handguard in place, and there's a little lever on the inside of the gun. That lever keeps the lower handguard plate in place. What we'll do is we'll just flip this lever up, push the handguard retaining plate forward, and the lower handguard will be able to be removed. Now that we've got the AKMS field stripped, I'm going to point out a couple of key features in this rifle to help you identify that it is an AKMS rifle. Now, as we pointed out earlier, the AKM is a variant of the AK-47. It's the modernized version and has a stamped sheet metal receiver, as well as some modernization upgrades to it. The AKMS is a variant of the AKM. So as you can see here, we've got this stamped sheet metal receiver. In addition here, if you flip the rifle up, we can easily see the front trunnion, which houses the barrel, and the rear trunnion, which houses the assembly for the underfolding buttstock. The underfolding buttstock on the AKMS is actuated via a button on the left side of the gun. You simply push this button in, which releases two locking points, and the buttstock will sling forward and then automatically lock into place when it faces forward. All right, now let's do a quick reassembly of the AKMS rifle. If you're interested in more information on the Polish AKMS rifle, you can find them at the Apex archives, where we'll have more photos and detailed specifications. And if you're interested in any of these parts, you can check out our sister website where we have AKMS parts for sale at apexgunparts.com.